FILMCLUB gives young people access to a wide range of films. Why do you think it is important for young people to watch a wide range of different films rather than blockbusters?
Well, I think that, first of all, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. I didn't have anything as cool as Film Club when I was growing up in the States, but I was really lucky that my mother exposed me to a lot of different types of movies when I was a kid. And I think that movies can take you to places that you could never go to on your own and show you experiences from all over the world. And I think that there's a lot of different people out there in the world that have different perspectives, and movies are a wonderful way to sort of experience that in also a way that's very entertaining and fun, because they're movies. Just because they're not blockbusters doesn't mean that they're not fun. That's what we tried to do with our movies, to make something that was really entertaining and exciting, but on a small scale.
Why did you choose to film in New York?
Well, I grew up in New York, and I love it. I really love growing up in the city, and I know the city very well, and there's such great energy in New York, and I wanted to capture that. And I also, New York is a place that I think is shown a lot in movies and on TV, but I wanted to show a bit of New York that I think normally isn't seen, and I think that was very exciting for me to do that.
So, how did you raise the money to get your film into festivals?
That's a tough question. That was a hard process. It's a very low budget movie, so that was good. I worked with an incredible team of producers, actually 2 British producers, and we just we've been working in the film industry for a little bit, and we just talked to people who have done this before, went to a lot of different conferences, did a lot of research, and it's kind of boring, but we created a business plan, and then we went out to different people that we knew that were involved in movies or that were friends of ours, and we just sort of rounded it up from any kind of way that we could. We pieced it together, and really did it for very little money.
Now, what is your impression on graffiti? Do you think it's good or bad?
Well, I think it's an art, and so like all art, there's parts of it that you can have good graffiti and you can have bad graffiti. I think there's something also more complicated about it. I didn't grow up as a graffiti writer, and I always have a little bit of conflicting views, but I am very fascinated with the idea of these people who really want to express themselves, which I can identify with as a filmmaker, but they take these incredible physical risks from the law to do that, and so I don't really have a judgment on it necessarily. There's sometimes I can see a work of graffiti and really love it, but I don't know if the movie sort of judges that as much as there's a fascination with the idea of somebody doing it.
Yo, let's go.
What directors have inspired you?
There's so many. There's well, I think the first filmmaker that inspired me was George Lucas and the Star Wars movies, the original Star Wars movies that I grew up on. That really made me want to be a filmmaker. As I grew up, Woody Allen, as somebody who grew up in New York, that's a filmmaker that really meant a lot to me. And there's a filmmaker named Robert Altman who really is somebody who, as I grew up, I felt a real sort of I really liked his style and his point of view.
Now, what kind of genre would you say your film is?
I think it's an adventure. I don't know, does that count as a genre? I think maybe action adventure, although there aren't really explosions, and it's comedic as well. So we really wanted to take these kids who have kind of a tough life, but I knew these kids, I know these kids growing up, and they're not necessarily, just because their lives are tough, they're not necessarily miserable. So we wanted to just have fun. So there's heist element to it, they're running all over the city, they're getting into trouble, they're jumping up and down on, climbing buildings, and so I'd say it's sort of like a low-budget indie action movie.
I mistook it for a little bit of a romance because of the action between the two characters, which leads me on to my next question, which is, what kind of relationship do the two characters have?
Yeah, I think that there is a certain kind of romance to it. It's not a traditional romance where they're not actually dating, but they're really, I think they love each other very much, and it's a teenage boy and a teenage girl, and they give each other a hard time, and they're always kind of cursing each other out, but at the same time I think that they make each other better people, and they really care about each other, and the movie only takes place over the course of 2 days, but I think that they don't really necessarily learn that much or grow that much, but I think that they sort of understand their relationship a little bit better, and that there really is a love there. And yeah, I like to think of it as a love story.
A favorite film you would recommend for Film Club?
Wow, do I have a favorite film that I would recommend for Film Club? So, my movie? Gimme The Loot? That's a really hard question. I don't really know, what are like some typical movies that Film Club has seen?
Well, it depends on what they choose to show. It can be like action, comedy, romance, serious.
Well, I'll go back to Woody Allen, who's somebody I really grew up loving, and when I was a kid growing up, I really loved his movie Sleeper, which is sort of a comic sci-fi movie. So I don't know if that fits into the profile of Film Club, but.
Now, could you summarize your film in 3 words?
No, I can't. In 3 words. Can I summarize my movie in 3 words? That is a tough one. I would say New York Adventure.
Now, what's next for you, and what do you intend to do in the future?
Well, I love doing this so much. I've wanted to do this since I was younger than you, and it's been a fun ride being able to make the feature, and I just want to be able to make more of them and tell more stories, and so in different places and of different sort of themes. And so I'm writing, and I'm just trying to get another one off the ground.
Well, I look forward to seeing your next movie.
Thank you. I look forward to having you see it.
Well, thank you for your time, and good luck with any future projects.
Thank you so much. This was great. I think this is my best interview yet. So thank you.
Thank you.